Zoo?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Look, the cars are going past. So, and it stopped.
No, look, that's all right.
He's just,
I think it is.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Roger Murphy. Welcome to everyone attending this commemorative service, the 97th anniversary of the landing of Gallipoli 1915. The landing at Gallipoli was quickly interpreted as a nation-building event for the young Commonwealth of Australia. Australian soldiers had stood up on the wood stage and over a long and testing campaign had shown themselves capable of endurance and overcoming great loss. It is this Anzac spirit that embodies a force and power that has been demonstrated again and again in subsequent military campaigns. We are commemorating this morning for all who have fallen in their service to our country, as well as those who have represented our country during other conflicts of war and peacekeeping activities. Our thoughts are also with those brave military personnel who are currently completing tours of duty overseas in conflict areas.
Our world has drunk deeply of Australian and New Zealand blood, which has been lost in war, peacekeeping operations and humanitarian relief. Whilst today has its origin in the events of Anzac Cove, it has become a national day of honour for all those who have died in the service of our great nations. It has been said that Australia and indeed New Zealand have been forged through adversity, that our national identities have grown from our involvement in hardship. So it's to your credit today that you've taken the time to honour those who have given their lives and those who have dedicated themselves to the service of our countries. As the two countries particularly represented here this morning, Australia and New Zealand, continue to develop on the world stage, I believe that an essential value necessary for true development is etched in many of the memorials found around our countries, and that is mateship. This meeting reaffirms its admiration of the magnificent heroism, self-sacrifice and endurance of the sailors, soldiers, airmen and nursing sisters of Australia and New Zealand who on the first Anzac Day and through the Great War of 1914 to 18 conferred a glory on Australia and New Zealand that will never fade. This meeting avers that the lofty ideals of service of the Anzacs pervaded the dauntless spirit of Australia's gallant sons and daughters who during a period of 6 years of fierce and intensive warfare on land, on sea and in the air from 1939 to 1945 gave such heroic and self-sacrificing service to the cause of liberty.
Thank you, Alan. And now we will begin with the wreath laying ceremony. The laying of a wreath is a symbol of respect for the fallen, those who have fought in times of war and in peacekeeping activities. As a symbol of the Anzacs, those brave Australian and New Zealand men who fought shoulder to shoulder at Gallipoli, a wreath will now be laid in memory of the Australian and New Zealand forces. The wreath will be laid by Mr. Alan Harcourt, the President of Redlands RSL, and Mr. Elwyn Finlayson. Navy Association, Air Force Association, Royal Navy, please lay your wreaths. American Services, Women in Wartime, 30th anniversary of the Falklands War, please lay your wreaths. Let us not forget the animals that have also represented Australia during conflicts and peacekeeping activities. Please lay the wreath for animals lost at war.